Did you miss the internet gold rush in the early 2000s? Well, good news. You've got a second chance. The AI revolution is here. We're at the beginning of something big. It might even be bigger than the internet boom. I jumped into the internet business back then. I had someone build a program that automatically created websites, hundreds of them. At their peak, these sites earned me $2,400 in a single day. I had 21 computers running in my living room and bedroom. It wasn't rocket science. I saw what was happening and got in early. The internet changed everything: how we talk, how we shop, how we live. Now AI is changing how we work, how we create, how we solve problems, and we're just getting started. Starting an online business is easier today than it was 25 years ago. You don't need to be a tech wizard. AI can help you code. It can design for you. It can write your content. It can even build your business plan. No programming skills needed. Startup costs have never been lower. Hosting's affordable. Many AI tools are free. And there's no need to pay for logos, content, or design work. AI handles it all. Business is so much easier when you love what you're doing. I help people escape from their 9-to-5 jobs because I'm passionate about financial freedom and location freedom. Think about what excites you. Is it cooking, fitness, interior design? There's a business there waiting for you, and AI can help you build it. Let's go and get on the computer, and I'll show you how to find a business that suits you. Then make a business plan and do some more, all using AI. I'll put a link below which goes to a PDF, and you can have all these links and prompts and everything. Let's first look at business ideas. And here's a prompt for getting ideas to do with your passions, your skills, and your expertise. And you want this because you want to do a business that you're passionate about rather than just doing a business to make money, because you'll soon get bored if you're not doing something that excites you. I've made this prompt and let's just read it. This is telling the AI you'll receive a number of questions and answers related to someone's hobbies, passions, and skills, and also what you want to learn, and use these to determine what you can do online to make money. And I've asked it for 20 niche topics for content. So you can use that for YouTube or blog or social media, a content type business, where you make content first and then monetize it after. I've also asked it for 20 ideas for an online business, so any other type of online business, not content. And then you have to answer these questions. So, for example, what do you genuinely enjoy doing in your free time, like your hobbies, passions? What topics could you talk about for hours without getting bored? What professional expertise do you have? So jobs you've done in the past that you're good at or you enjoyed. What software tools are you comfortable using, like Excel, Word, or maybe Photoshop? And what topics or skills are you not familiar with but you'd like to learn? So we can include those as well. What I've done, I've filled it in with the answers for me. And then we can look at ideas, but you'd do this for yourself. So for me, I enjoy hiking, solo travel using computers, learning AI, and camper vanning. I could talk about travel and also about how people can improve their lives. I enjoy talking about that. And my experience, customer service, telecoms, computer help desk, teaching English abroad, photography. There's some others, but they'll do for now. But I would put in as many ideas as you can here, or as many things as you can, then you'll get more ideas. And what software, Excel, Photoshop, Descript, what topics or skills I'm not familiar with but would like to learn. And I've said AI because I'm learning more all the time about it. Let's copy that then and put it into AI. This one is ChatGPT. I've also put up Claude here and Perplexity, and there are many others as well. They're all very similar. You don't really have to worry at first which one you use, but I prefer some for some things and others for different things. So I like Claude when I'm making content because I like the way it kind of talks the way I talk. So it's much easier. Whereas I find ChatGPT is more technical. You've got Google's Gemini, and AI Studio. You've got some others. So I'll link to the ones that I use. I'll paste it. That's the answers to the questions. And let's see what it comes up with. So it's hopefully coming up with ideas. The first is content ideas for either YouTube, blog, or social media. And these are for me because I've put in what I like. But when you've put in what you like, this will give ideas for you. So I could do, for example, a YouTube video about solo travel tips for beginners, or maybe a blog. Let's go down one, minimalist travel hacks. So doing a blog, let's try a different one, travel photography, lessons from travel, how to teach English abroad, digital nomad lifestyle. So there's all these different ideas that you could use for either a YouTube channel or a blog or social media, if you want a social media channel. That's the first one. We've got 20 ideas there. And then these are different ideas that aren't content related, or that they might be, but they don't have to be. Here, travel consultation service. Maybe people are contacting you to arrange their travel or to maybe give them advice. I've known people who have done this in the past. When I lived in Taiwan, there was a guy doing that. Remote tech support for travelers. So it's specifically for travelers. Van life setup planner, AI learning newsletter or course. This is for me because I said I'm interested in AI. It's a newsletter or a course helping people learn AI. Niche travel blog. So that's a blog again. Let's try one here. This is selling checklists or YouTube channel. They've got again there. Selling ebooks, offering templates, voiceover or editing, freelance services. So these are all businesses that I could set up. And if I haven't got the idea here, you can mix them around, get an idea here, and you think you could do a content business with it. Or if you haven't found anything out of all those, you could just say, more, please. And it will give you more. Let's pick something at random here. I think maybe a content business. And let's say here, I'm going to choose learning AI from scratch. So I'm going to be maybe doing a YouTube channel on it, just as an example. And let's just put it down on this blank screen here. I'm going to do that. And let's go back to ChatGPT. I'm going to start a new screen here because what it does then, it gives you the list here of what you've done earlier. And that's just helpful if you want to go back to it. Whereas if you just continued at the bottom of that one, then it makes it more difficult to go back to it. This time I'm going to ask it to make a business plan for me. Let's type that in, make a business plan for learning AI from scratch. Okay, I'm going to say it will be a YouTube channel. And I only have 2 hours a day to work on it. So I've said, make a business plan for learning AI from scratch, but you're putting in what you're interested in. And I'm saying it's a YouTube channel and I've only got 2 hours a day to work on it. Because if you're going to start this as a sideline, then you won't have that many hours. Let's see what it comes up with. Here's a simple plan, learning AI from scratch. Your goal is to build a YouTube channel that teaches the AI concepts from the ground up, keep it beginner friendly, focus on clear short videos and grow an audience, then later monetize through ads, sponsorships, and maybe a course. That's what I'm doing. I'm just concentrating on keeping people watching my videos rather than trying to monetize it. So later on my channel, I'll be asking people, what can I do that helps you? Maybe a course. I'd rather just at the moment concentrate on getting more viewers and more watch time. It's got a target audience, is beginners in AI, students, self-learners, coders with no AI background. So that's my target audience. Maybe I'd just choose some of them, maybe beginners in AI, self-learners. We can change this, we can copy it and then add bits you want to add or delete bits. The content plan, 5 to 15 minute videos, clear explanations with videos, probably like this, teaching people and showing them the screen, focused on topics, one concept per video. Fair enough. and got some ideas here. What's AI? Basics of machine learning, Python for AI, algorithms. I think some of this is too advanced. I wouldn't be doing that, but they're just some ideas. Maybe it would be what is AI and hands-on or something. And then it's giving you ideas what you could do Monday to Friday. I actually do this myself pretty much like this. On Monday, I get the idea. Tuesday, I make the thumbnail and the title. And then Wednesday, I make the script. Thursday, I'll do the recording. It's Thursday today. And then Friday, edit. And then I upload it on Sunday. Just because I only want one video a week. I'm half retired, so I'm just taking it easy. Tools you'll need: OBS. I use Descript, but you can use OBS. It's free. Microphone, the video editor that you need. So I sometimes use OBS to record, and you could use CapCut, but I use Descript to edit. You can use DaVinci Resolve. I've got a free version of it. And Canva, I've got a free version. And Figma, I've not heard of, but I use Photoshop for my thumbnails and anything that I need to change. So like adding text to pictures, I use Photoshop, but you could use Canva. And there's another one that's free. I think it's called GIMP. Anyway, I'll put links to all of those anyway. And then you can use Notion or Google Docs. I use Google Docs. Post one video a week. Use good titles, clear thumbnails. That's important. Add keywords in the description. Share subreddits, Discord and LinkedIn. Engage with comments and ask viewers what they want. That's interesting because that's what I just mentioned. And yeah, it's just, you just learn more. Then you watch a few YouTube videos. There's a guy that I follow called Ed Lawrence, and I really like the way he teaches, and that helps me improve every week. Monetization, 6 to 12 months. So they're saying don't even try monetizing for the first 6 months. And it's a good way to think of it. You don't keep thinking about, oh, how can I make money? How can I make money? You just think about, okay, how can I get an audience? And once you've got an audience, they'll tell you how you can make money. They'll tell you what they want. So I'd rather do it that way. But you can use affiliate links or courses, sponsorships, things like that. Tracking your progress, see how many subs you've got, subscribers, how many views you get, the watch time, the click-through rate. They'll tell you different things. But at first, don't worry, just get those YouTube videos up there. And the comment and feedback, milestone 100 subs, 500, 1,000. And then they're saying after 1,000, you can monetize. And then the risks, burnout. I did that. I started a YouTube channel probably 8 years ago. And I tried doing a video a day. And after 100 videos, I was just fed up with it. And I didn't want to do it anymore. I had nothing to talk about. And it was just burnout. So it's good to stick to this 2 hours a day, one video a week, and just do it gradually. It's okay. You don't need to make them quickly. I've only done 6 videos. The first couple got like 20, 18 views. And then I got 60 views and it went back down. And then the last video has got 300 and something. So the more you do, it does increase because you get better yourself. And also YouTube gets to understand what your videos are about and it knows where your audience is. So that's a business plan that it's given us. And if we've got questions, we can just ask it below. Okay, who can I follow on YouTube to get advice? So we can just ask it questions like that. Hopefully it will come up with some. Ali Abdal, Channel Makers, Think Media, vidIQ, Catherine Manning, some more down here. So it's given us some ideas, but any questions you have about the business plan, you just ask AI and it'll do it. So the next thing we want to do is look at some content that we can make. And I'm going to stick with ChatGPT. Let's start a new thread and let's remind ourselves of the topic, which is learning AI from scratch. I'm just going to copy that again. Let's ask it, give me 50. I'm going to call them transformational ideas for YouTube videos. So the topic is learning from scratch. I've said here transformational ideas because you're trying to help people change from not knowing AI or using AI to using AI. But sometimes it might just be little problems that you have. And in that case, you could say, give me 50 ideas that solve a problem or that solve a pain point for viewers. And that's just another way of doing it. So let's see what it comes up with. Here we've got some video ideas. What is AI? A simple explanation. It's a good place to start. AI versus machine learning versus deep learning. I don't even know myself, so I probably wouldn't do that one. How AI is used in everyday life. That's kind of what I'm doing now. AI terms you need to know. How to start learning AI step by step. These are all fairly short, simple videos that you can do because it said do 5 to 15-minute videos. Let's pick one of these and we can make a script for it. Might as well start at the beginning. What is AI? Simple explanation. So that's going to be our first. In our case, it's going to be a YouTube video. But in your case, it might be a blog or it might be something that you'll talk about on social media. But in this case, we're doing a YouTube video. So I wanted to make the script for it. Let's just copy it down here so that we know where we stand. We've got our idea. We did a plan for it. And now this is our first video we're going to make. What is AI? Simple explanation. And I'm going to go to Claude this time because I like the way it writes stuff compared with ChatGPT. Let's ask it to make a post. And I've said post rather than script because if you ask it to make a script, it will give you stuff in brackets about what type of B-roll to use. And I don't need that at the moment. I'm going to do that later. So I'm going to say, make a post for the title. Give it the title. What is AI? Simple explanation. Make it compelling. And start with a hook to keep people's attention. Use grade 10 English. And the reason I say that is because when we talk, we don't talk in technical language. When we're talking to someone else with a conversation, we use quite a low-level English. So you could say high school English, grade 9, grade 10 English, and those are all okay. And conversational tone. And let's see what it comes up with. Here we go. What is AI? Simple explanation. Imagine waking up tomorrow to discover your smartphone can now predict exactly what you want for breakfast before you even feel hungry. That's artificial intelligence in action. And it's already changing our world in ways most of us barely notice. I don't think I like that. It can't predict your breakfast. So I'd probably change that. But this is just an example. We can just ask it to, in fact, let's do it. Let's ask it for another one. Try again. Here's a new one. What is AI? Simple explanation. Ever asked your phone a question and got an instant answer? That's AI at work. But what's really happening behind the scenes? Let's break it down. And it carries on. I think that's pretty good. It's telling you what's the magic behind it, how it works, telling you it's part of your daily life. Why should you care? Okay, it hasn't really given us some examples of using it, but we can just ask it. If we don't like something, we want more examples, we could put it in here or give some practical tips. We can just put it in here and it will change it. I'm not going to do that now, but we can do that. What I'm going to do is copy all of it and paste it into our Google Sheet over here, our Google document. I don't just use this as it is because it doesn't really sound like me, not exactly. So I actually read it again and change it. I add some things about my experience, or maybe something I know that I think sounds good, or maybe I don't like the way it says something and I change it. And I'll just give you an example of that. Up here, we've got it's a talk to text. What do they call it? I'm using Windows 11. They call it voice access. Have you ever asked your phone a question and got an answer straight away? That's AI at work. But what's really happening behind the scenes? Let's have a look. That's just one sentence I've done there, but that's how I would do it normally. And I've changed it slightly because that's how I talk. Maybe now I would add an example or something. I'm off to Spain in a couple of weeks, and I was asking AI all about the places I should visit. Full stop. I could have an actual conversation with it. So there you are. You can add some things that are relevant. I just did that off the top of my head, but normally I'd be thinking about something that's really useful that goes with the post that I'm making. Let's look at the next thing then. If we look at the list, we've done business ideas, made a business plan, got some content ideas, done a content script, and then I use speech to text to make it more my own. And a couple more things we can do are create a logo and create an image. For the logo, let's look at what our YouTube channel is about. It's about learning AI from scratch. So I want to get some ideas for that. I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. We've got a new one here anyway. That's good. So suggest 10 ideas for a logo. It is a YouTube channel. It is for a YouTube channel called Learning AI from Scratch. We've got some ideas here, and I actually think I'm better to use something else like Claude because I think it gives more detail. So I'm going to use Claude instead. Let's do a new one here. So suggest 10 ideas for a logo. It's for a YouTube channel. Just my experience, Claude is better at describing things. We could have a minimalist brain icon, circuit patterns, a light bulb, stylized AI where A looks like a pencil and I spiral notebook, stepping stones across the stream, digital tree. I like that, a digital tree. Let's copy that. And I'm going to put it into this one. It's Bing Image Creator. That's one of the best ones for a logo, free. So that's good. So I'm going to ask it to make a logo. And I'm going to say use a black background. And make it glowing. Because I think that would be better when we're talking about technology. And then I've said this digital tree. Let's see how it goes. It says here I've got 6 left, but it isn't really. You can just keep using it. I've not had it stop them. So this is pretty good. I like that. That's a good logo. Maybe a bit too detailed for a logo. So make a simple logo. Not really much simpler. This one's a bit simpler. Let's try again. Sometimes it does have a mind of its own. I think that's better. I like that as a logo. And we can always make it a bit more compelling in Photoshop or Canva, maybe make this a bit brighter so that it glows a bit more. So I think I like that, and maybe I'll download that one. And now we're going to make an image, and let's do it for the YouTube video that I'm going to make. So this is the video. It's What is AI? Simple explanation. And we want some ideas for the image. So I'm going to copy that and go back to ChatGPT. Let's start a new thread again and ask for 10 ideas for a YouTube thumbnail image for the video. What is AI? A simple explanation. Let's get some ideas for it. A robot face and a brain icon, a simple robot head, one side glowing and an icon on the other. Human face, half robot. What is AI in glitchy digital font? Let's just try the first one. Robot face and a brain icon. No, not keen on that. So maybe human versus AI to show that humans can use AI to get it better. Maybe that's okay. And I think people will be interested in that topic. So half human face, half robot or circuit board. I'm just going to say half human and half robot. And then the text, we can put this in afterwards using Photoshop or Canva, human versus AI. I'm not going to do that using software because the AI isn't good at making text. I'd rather do that separate. And also I can put that where I want. So it's better to do that afterwards. I like to go to this website. It's Google Labs Images, and it's free and does some really good images. So I'm going to Control V to do this. We want a half human face, half robot. And I'm going to ask for a cinematic image because it comes out better. Let's create it. Pretty good. I like that. AI versus human, and it has one of these images. They all look a bit the same. So we might want to change it. We might want it as a man. We could say half man's face if we wanted to change it. Let's try that. Just if we want to do that instead, we could do that. And maybe when we put the text on here for the thumbnail, we could have over here human versus AI. That will get people clicking on it. It looks pretty good. So there we are, a few ways of using AI, but I use AI all day long. A business is a long-term project. I worked on websites for several years. I ran an export business from the Philippines for 13 years. I created stock images and videos on and off for 20 years. Do thorough research before starting. Make sure you're passionate about your idea. Choose something you'll be happy doing for several years. The advantage of being an early mover won't last that long. If you start using AI now, you can create your own business, stay ahead of the crowd, and build a lead over others. Years from now, we'll look back at this moment. It'll be like the early internet days. People will say, I wish I'd taken action when AI was just starting. This opportunity is for everybody. Students, frustrated employees, freedom seekers, retirees looking for new projects. You don't need a degree or millions in funding. You just need to start. Before I wrap up, I want to point you to my next video right here, because what we've covered is only half the story. We haven't talked about the dangers of doing nothing. I dive deep into why AI can make that stable 9-to-5 job that you're doing now big risk.